I found money. I felt ascendant. Toastmaster of the evening, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. I called Fidelity Bank to check on my 401k account, and after giving them my social security number, they asked which account I was calling about. Which account? I thought I only had one account with them. It turned out that a previous employer had reviewed their records after I had left and discovered an accounting error. They had not deposited enough money into my 401k. To fix this, they reopened my previous account and deposited the money there. Unfortunately for me, the bank had my old address for the account. This was now almost 10 years ago in a different city and after 3 address changes. So I asked Fidelity if they would transfer the money from the old account into the current account. Both of them were 401k accounts for the same name, the same social security number, and both at Fidelity. They said, I can't do that. You see, the old account can't be closed because it is marked as having an invalid address. This was because the bank had sent the statements to the address they had on file, and the post office in the old city received them and wrote upon it, "Return to sender." So I asked if they could just use the address they had on file for my new account that has been there for years. I can't do that. But they would let me change the address on the old account. So I gave them my new address. They asked how to spell the name of the street. I said, it's the same as the street on the other account. Now can I transfer the money from the one account to the other account? I can't do that. Their policy is not to close accounts that have just had an address change within 30 days. So I would just have to call back in 30 days. With identity theft, I can understand the need for such a policy. But I wasn't asking them to let me run away with the money. I was trying to transfer it from one account into a long-standing account at the same bank with the same social security number. They would have a complete record of the transaction. So I waited and called back after 30 days. Now, could they please transfer the money from the one account into the other account? They both have the same name, the same social security number, the same address, and they are both 401k plans. I can't do that. But they would close the account, send me a check for the entire amount. I would then have to endorse the check and send it back to deposit into the new account. And with the check to deposit, they also needed a signed and notarized form from me certifying that the money was coming from an authorized 401k plan. You're kidding, I said. It's coming from your plan. Can't you say that it's authorized? I can't do that. They warned me that if I failed to deposit the check after I received it into a qualified 401k plan within 90 days, that I would be charged a government penalty, as if I was suggesting doing something unusual. Wouldn't it be easier just to transfer the money from the one account into the other? They are both there at Fidelity. You have access to both accounts from your computer monitor, and then there wouldn't be a possibility that I might not deposit the money into an appropriate account within 90 days. I can't do that. Fine, send the check. A few weeks later, the check arrives. I endorse it. Fill out the form to certify that the money was coming from an authorized, if slightly incompetent, 401k plan, have it notarized, and zoop, send it back to them. 2 months later, I was still getting statements from them about the old account. So I called to see what was up. It seems that between the time that they had written the check and the time that they received it for deposit, the investments in the old account had increased slightly. So there was still a little money left in the account, so it didn't close. 37 cents. I asked, could they just transfer this money from the one account into the other? After all, at this point, they had my signature endorsing the check. They had my signed and notarized form that it was coming from an authorized 401k plan, and the account still had the same name, same address, same social security number, and both were 401k plans at Fidelity. I can't do that. Please? I thought about how Fidelity would spend more than 37 cents sending me statements every month, and how I had tried to do the right thing. They warned me that if the account was under the minimum balance for too long, that it would be closed anyway, and a check would be sent to me for that amount, and there would be a government penalty to pay for early withdrawal. I asked what the penalty would be. About 7 cents. Rounded to the nearest dollar. They asked me once again if I wanted to close the account. I said, I can't do that, and I hung up.